All right. So we're going to talk about one more form that we haven't talked a lot about with linear equations to this point, and that is called point-slope form. Now, point-slope form is, point-slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, so just like in slope-intercept form, m represents our slope. Now, instead of having our y-intercept, we are given just some point on our line. Okay, x1, y1, all that is just a point on our line. Okay, so let's just look at, given an equation, what is my slope and what is the point that I'm given. So remember, m is my slope. That's the number in front of the parentheses, in front of the x part. So in this case right here, my slope is 4. Now we're going to look at what are the numbers after the x and the y. So in here, this is my x1, this is my y1, whoops, wrong spot. And we always take the opposite sign of what we see. So since it's minus 2, it's actually a positive 2. Since it's minus 3, it's a positive 3. So there's my slope and my point. Okay, so looking here, I've got y plus 7 equals 3/4 x minus 6. So my slope is what's right in front of the parentheses. So in this case, 3/4. Apologize, my dogs are a little bit rambunctious tonight. All right, so let's go ahead and pick out our point. So we're going to look at what comes after the x. So minus 6, that tells me, remember, opposite of what the sign is. So it's a positive 6. And then plus 7, so that's a negative 7. Off. All right. So we have a slope of 3/4 and a point of 6, negative 7. Okay, last one here. Okay, so if we notice there, we don't have a set of parentheses after, but I can rewrite this so that there's parentheses around it. So now how do I tell what my slope is? Well, we don't have a number written there, so remember, anytime there's just, it's 1. Okay? The original problem is kind of like we distributed that 1 through already. So my slope is 1. All right, my point, well, we've got plus 5, so that means it's a negative 5. It's the opposite of what's there. Then minus 3. So in point-slope form, when we're picking out the point, it's always the opposite of the sign that's in the equation. Okay, we're going to look at one more of these. So I've got y equals negative 2 times x plus 1. So for picking out the slope, we can already pick that out. It's the number in front of the parentheses, negative 2. Or negative 2 over 1, right? But now I need my point. Okay, so we look here right after the x, we've got plus, so that's a negative 1 on the x. But what comes after the y? Well, I can kind of say it's y plus 0. There's nothing adding to y, so it's 0. So now let's talk about using these to graph, because that's what a lot of we've been doing this unit is graphing these points. Okay, so from the equation I need two things. I need the slope and I need the point. Okay, so first off, my slope is negative 3/4, or sorry, negative 4/3. And what is my point? Well, opposite of negative 2 is 2. Opposite of positive 3 is negative 3. So first thing I want to do is I want to plot the point that I'm given. So in this case, 2, negative 3. So it means I go to positive 2, and I go down to negative 3. That's my first point. And then from there, I can use my slope. Okay? Well, on this, I can't go down 4, so I'm going to go up 4. But so in order to make it negative, I need to go to the left 3. And there would be my next point. And I can keep working backwards. Go up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and then kind of draw my line. Just trying another one. First thing I pick out, my slope, which is 3/4. And then we're going to pick out the point. So the opposite of the +2 is a -2. Opposite of -5 is a +5. And so that's the first point I'm going to plot here. So I go -2 and then up to 5, and that's my first point. So just like when we were with slope-intercept where we plotted the y-intercept first and then used the slope, same process applies here. We're just plotting a point first and then using our slope to find the next. Okay, so from here, I can't go up 3 from my graph. So we're going to go down 3 and to the left. And there we have it. All right, a couple more. So I've got y plus 3 equals negative times x plus 5. So first thing I want to look at. Okay, what is my slope? Remember, there's that invisible 1 there in front of that parentheses, so it's a -1. And then my point, opposite of a +5 is a -5. Opposite of +3 is a -3. So that tells me I'm plotting a point at -5, -3, and I'm doing a slope of -1, which means down 1, right 1. And that's all there is. All right, last one here. We talked about a problem very similar to this one in the when we were picking out those points in the slope. So first off, I look at what is my slope. Well, in this case, it's -2. And then what is the ordered pair? What is my point? Well, opposite of a -4 is a +4. If I don't have anything that's after the y, then we know that's +0. So my point is 4, 0. So that means I'm going to go over to 4, and this is my actual x-intercept. And from there, I can go down 2 and right 1. And I like to give myself plenty of points, so I work backwards, going up 2 and left. And then I can draw my line. All right, that's plotting in point-slope form. Point-slope gives me a point and the slope. And just like slope-intercept, I can use that to plot my points. All right, that's all I have, and I will see you in the next.